Yes, it is that time of year again where we're going to lose an hour's sleep, unfortunately. But hey, never mind. At least it's over the Halloween weekend, and I've got the Monday off, so great. Long weekend. Gotta have it. Gotta have it.
So,
But
so are you looking forward to the sugar rush of all your kids going trick and treating and coming back with half of Sainsbury's worth of
no, I mean
Haribo?
I'm looking forward to the sugar rush because I'm just a big child. I don't know. So yes, I'll take this off now. I've got my big comical cartoon hand on, which Are we moving back to the main game this weekend? Yes, we are. We are, Millstone. And to get on with that, actually, we've got something interesting, which I'm sure everyone has seen by all this week now. Let's switch over, and there's something behind me. You might have seen this as well, Shan. I think you have. You've seen the above view. That's that much at least. Anyway, let me move the chair over a little bit. We can see that. Yeah, there was a little bit of discovery this week, and I think everyone is seeing this now. You're right, Snoz. Yes, the hand matches the head.
Yep, it's Space Milton Keynes.
Exactly. Yeah. We've got the all roundabouts you see, and just nothing but industrial complexes everywhere. That's just absolutely kids. Yes, of course. This is the archaeological dig site which has been discovered by a Commander X Death. So congratulations to him for discovering the location of it. Absolutely fantastic work they done that for. I mean, that thread was on fire for the entire 2 days when someone first kicked it off of an idea of where the stuff was. I think it was from the trailer, the 2.2 trailer, which is mentioned in the newsletter tonight. Actually, someone freeze framed it. It was like I said, Commander X Death. He freeze framed it, went through, got to the section of the trailer where you could see the Pleiades Nebula, you could see the Andromeda Galaxy in the background. Used that as a point of reference with three other stars that were in the image, and managed to triangulate the coordinates of the system that it was in, and traced it back. Found this planet. Now I'm going to go ahead and jump back into the game now because this is in the game, and chased it back to this system here. So the SNUF, gotta love these names, haven't you? XR-H D11-102 system. We've got the brown wide class White Dwarf here, which is in the system, which was in the trailer. Then you've got the two bodies, which are like a binary pair of bodies here, and actually by using the surface map now, managed to figure out the image. Put the images side by side on the thing, and he managed to calculate it. Look at it and say, right, okay, those bodies, that definitely is the body from that shot. So the thing must be on that other body. And then after a few frantic hours until about 2 a.m. in the morning of commanders posting back and forth on that thread, and they managed to find the location here is just to the edge of this massive impact crater on the bottom of the planet here, and near this geological kind of like a canyon structure there, and that's where we are, hovering above the surface of the planet now. And look at that thing. It's a really interesting site. Actually, lots of little features in there. You'll notice, actually, Shan, if you look at it. There's the well, hang on. Let me get the two things side by side. Happy sack greetings. Oh, sorry, I missed everyone in the chat there. Squee, Abacus, how you doing, buddy? What's that? Stephen Usher, yes, a combination of a Mott and Bailey castle from the 17th century. Yeah, exactly. That's what happened. See, someone must have abducted all those humans from that era and just plonked them on the planet and told them to get on with it. See, and they just built what they knew.
Yeah, I see your HUD colours Thargoid green, just in case.
Hey, when our insect overlords come, I want to be prepared to at least be able to speak to them.
But you're quite right. I think Millstone, what an achievement to do that purely from a single, almost an image. It's so impressive.
Yeah, that is just phenomenal effort that they put into it, and the fact it was just. Mike Brooks and David Brown both came into the thread, and congratulations on how quickly everyone managed to do it. They were really quite surprised at how quickly it was discovered. But quite interestingly, Michael Brooks did put a caveat at the end of his post, because someone was saying, "It's like, oh, are you guys disappointed that it was found so discovered?" He goes, "No, this is just the first step."
That's right. Yeah. I mean, the thing I like about the Canon group and those guys is, yes, sort of X Death got the credit, but he wouldn't have been able to do it without hundreds and hundreds of people doing it. It's a huge team effort.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone was bouncing ideas back and forth off each other, and like I said, it was lovely. The thread was just on fire. It was alive until like 2-3 a.m. in the morning. And then suddenly someone's like, "Found it!" like that, and then and the next person was like, "Here's a screenshot." They put it up on there, and it's like, "Yes, yes!" And everyone's congratulating each other. And then it didn't end there. I mean, of course, as soon as everyone found the locations, they shared the coordinates. Which, if I go back to the game now, we're looking at roughly -31, -128 on the planet. Like I said, you look for that crater and you're pretty close to where it needs to be. As soon as those coordinates are shared around, like I said, it wasn't a secret, no one kept it to each other. As soon as it was found, everyone was sharing bits of information. Everyone got down there and started driving around the SRVs and kind of chatting to each other back and forth, and it's just fantastic. It's a lovely community effort, and that's what I love about these mystery things in the game. It's brilliant.
What I noticed about the site is it doesn't look anything like Barnacles. It looks as though it's possibly if I'd done something completely different.
It does. That's what I think is fantastic about it as well. Is when you look at it, there's a lot of triangles, a lot of hexagons, that sort of thing. It looks like a completely different kind of technology in a different culture, which is absolutely fantastic. Not the typical octagons that many people were expecting, which was pretty cool. Sorry, quick chat in there. Hello, Huggy Monster. Nice to see you there. Was that the Norman space program?
Unless of course it's so old the Thargoids hadn't moved on to octagons and were still at hexagons.
Exactly. Yeah, they hadn't worked up yet. They were still on base 6, and yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a different branch of the species. Different, yeah. Maybe we'll see. Sorry, quick couple of things in the chat. It looks like a giant motherboard. What happens if you plug something into that site? Well, see, this is the speculation now, which I'll go back to this map on this. This is a fantastic map. This was done by Gypsy12 on the forum. It was posted up in the Canon group. So there's in the bottom right corner here, bottom left corner here, we got this thing on there. The site is now presumed to be a machine of some kind, which is the current line of thinking on the thread. That there's a lot of active things on this site. I'll zoom down closer to some of these in a minute. Actually, we have a look at some of these orange sites on this map here, and we'll get a little bit closer to it. And I did see some bits in there. Yeah, unfortunately, there are some people in open which are killing people in there. It happens with everything. It happens with community events. It happens all the time. Happened to me last night. Someone was chasing me in a Cobra when I was in an SRV, and they eventually got bored of trying to shoot me when they realised they couldn't get me. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm like, doesn't bother me. Right, let's head on out here, roughly here somewhere. Plonk down the asp. The thing is, that's really freaky about some of these sites, actually, Shan, is you get close to some of these almost like triangular obelisk structures, and they've actually got kind of this ambient background noise that they kind of emit, and it's really weird. It's almost like their machinery, they're still working, they're just kind of hibernating or something. It's a bit freaky.
Do you need to turn it on to nighttime mode to listen to it, or is it obvious?
It's quite loud. Yeah, it's quite a loud sound. We'll head on over to them, see if we can get one of them to activate. But yeah, as you get close to it, Ian, sorry, Rygar, people are doing it in Mobius as well, shooting it. Oh dear, people have got nothing better to tell you what. I mean, like I said, it's not all doom and gloom. I mean, I bumped into someone who was sciencing, which was fantastic, and I had a quick chat with them. Ended up sending them a friend. Oh, here we go. Here's one. They got an eerie blue glow to them as well.
So, have you still not shot at anything? Are you still clean as far as Thargoids are concerned?
I've not shot it. I'm not shooting anything. I mean, who said these were Thargoids? We never said. But yeah, I've not shot at any of these things. Yes, we've got that one there. Oh, you can hear some of the. I think this one here is active. I'm just gonna sit here for a second. You can hear some of the. It's freaky. It's really freaky. Everyone is shooting at. Yeah, that's the problem, DJ. It's gonna happen. It's just par for the course, I think, with these things, isn't it? Right, there's another one over here. There's a high. Oh, so here's some of the objects you can get on here. So I've already got a bunch of these. So I'm not gonna. I mean, I would not have decimated a culturally significant archaeological site by stealing things. Excuse me. Of course not. But yeah, there are a couple of objects, put it that way, that you can get. Oh, that's a good point. Actually, I'm gonna have to get rid of those, aren't I? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So
Prototype iPad.
Exactly. Yeah. It's an ancient iPad 17 or whatever they have by the era that they got out here. I think there's another one that's just appeared behind me. There it is.
So, do they spawn in random places, or are they always in the same place?
Well, that's what I wanted to show on the image there. So let me just scan this one. When you go back to that map there, which has been put together, like I said, so I'm roughly near that kind of pyramid thing. That second, can't see my hand. Damn, I can't do it now. So you've got the orange points on this map here. So I've done the top right one. I've done the next one down. There's one more down here somewhere, which I'm going to head to next. So you've got these little orange ones. Like I said, these green ones are these stones which are still appear to be active. You've got these blue locations, which are like the urns and the there's orbs. What's that DJ saying? I've already looted the gravesite. It's looted. It's an archaeological dig. I've investigated it. Okay, Toad. Yeah, Toad's busted me. Yeah, on Twitter, I may have been playing football with an ancient orb. But it's perfect for it. That's the thing. It's the perfect size and shape to play football with your SRV. So yeah. Oops. Right, we got one more. I think it's over here. Now the reason I'm scanning these, I mean Toad knows this because he's already gone through and found them all, I believe. But when you get to these relics, these towers, you can scan them with the waves, the data link scanner. Oh shoot! I think I've gone past it. Moron. Oh no, I haven't. There it is.
So I assume people have tried scanning them all at once, like the settlements, to see what happens.
Yeah, I think. Well, I hope someone has. If not, I'm probably going to be the first one to do it. But that's what I'm doing now, because if you scan them, you get an encrypted data package, which I'll show over in the data section of my inventory in a second. Let's rush over and get the fourth one. Oops.
DJ said something interesting.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. Remember the speed of the missing ships was sublight speed. They travelled at approximately 1,000 years. They would have been needed a third of the speed of light, which fits with the direction. It's also on the way to the locked Rigor sector. Yeah, very interesting point actually, and that's something which has been hinted at multiple times by the guys at Frontier, is the fact that the missing were still to be found. Where's that last tower? There it is. I thought I heard it. Yeah, and when you look at it, it's about 300-400 light years in this direction. If they were travelling for around 1,000 years since the 2300s, then this would put them smack dab in this sort of region. There we go. Right, so that is all of them scanned. I should see them in there.
It is interesting, is why they would settle on an airless world with no atmosphere.
Yeah, so many things to choose from, and they go here. Very interesting. Is this the one? No.
The materials, wouldn't they?
No, I think it's data. Have I done the right thing there, Toad? What have I done? It's not relics. It's the broken obelisk in the ground. Damn it! I knew I'd done something wrong. Wow, I can head back. I can head back and do that again. But yeah, there is a lot of different things to do in this site, which is quite cool. Actually, like I said, there's the moving towers that come to life when you get close to them. It's they're in kind of almost like random positions, so you've got to wonder, why are they there? What are the significance of the orientation and the position of some of these things as well? These towers, they do all still seem to have a bit of a blue glow to them. If I find the... Here we go. Have a look at this orb. Here's the orb. And you can see it's almost like it's it's irradiated the ground underneath it. I'm going to leave it there for a second so people can see. Freaky. really freaky sounds in this place as well. But it's well worth a visit if you're out in the area, if you can get to the area. But head on out here and then have a look at it. It's really, really awesome. DJ. Oh, DJ's got a good point. See, DJ's on fire tonight. It may not have originally been airless. Good call. What if it was a failed terraforming attempt? Maybe it had a light atmosphere and they screwed it up. Maybe. Or maybe it's just so they can put something in Horizons content without making atmospheres. There you go. Which is incredibly cynical, but
I'm sure it all ties in.
Exactly. There's a reason for it now. Could have been a habitable planet beforehand, yes. Oh, ow. Yeah. Don't look at chat and don't. Yes. Bad news. Right, I should jump back in the Asp. We'll have one more quick flyby, and then I have to head off to Sol, I believe, isn't it, Shan? Because we've got a little bit of a...
It is Sol, yep.
Little bit of a challenge tonight. Oh, ancient tablets. Because you can scan all of these things, can't you? I will come back and have a play with these, Toad, though. Don't worry. I'm not leaving it.
Yes, I shall know what I should be doing tomorrow.
And it's great because, like we said, I mean, it's about 300-400 light years away from most places in the bubble. So it's, and I think the nearest human settlement is only about 110 light years away, actually. So you can go to that as a stopping off point. And there we go. Jump back in the Asp. DJ, or asteroid impacts killed the colony and put it under the sand? Could be, yeah. Ting Mei, is there an in-game tutorial? First of all, greetings, Commander. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Yes, there are a fantastic new set of tutorials added in 2.2, which make it so much easier for people getting into the game. Because, I mean, we must admit, for us as veteran players who've been here for a long time, we kind of got used to it piece by piece. But now with 2.2, there are some fantastic set of tutorials that really do kind of break that barrier down of the first few minutes of play. Oh, there's another little thing here. What's this? Is that a totem? Is that an alien totem? Might be. What is this? Ancient totem. There you go. I said alien, didn't I? I meant ancient. No problem, Ting Mei. That's exactly what we're here for on Kerrash Landing. We aim to please, and we have some fantastic members of the community in the chat here. We'll be able to answer all the questions for you.
Noticing, one thing I'm sure we'll come on to 2.2 in the newsletter, but one thing they really have improved are the textures and the graphics on the planets.
Oh goodness, yeah. I mean, I was going over a whole bunch of screenshots I had left in one of my in my folder, trying to fix them today, and pulled up some screenshots of like 2.0. And I couldn't believe the difference in the planet's surfaces. It's like you look at some of the things from just 6 months ago, and it's improved no end. It really has got so much better in the last few updates. So
and the performance has increased as well, generally anyway.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic. If I switch over, I mean, here we go. That's another thing I like about 2.2. Just the little things have made it so fantastic. The FPS counter in the bottom corner now, you can see it actually lights up in green when it's above 60, yellow when it's between 60 and 30, and it goes down to red if it dips below, which is just a nice little indication of any performance problem. You can see I'm hitting around almost constant 60 FPS, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I've noticed a significant improvement in the performance of it as well, which is nice to see. There we go. Look at that. Yes, I will come back and scan those things. Don't crash. I know, Toad. I know. That's me all over, isn't it? Right, I've got a whole bunch of things which I've liberated from the site for research purposes, of course. So I'm going to have to flog these really quickly when we get back. Actually, Shan, I'll flog them because I need to get to Daedalus. I think it was part of the plan.
That's right. So you need to go to Sol. So shall I give a quick introduction of what the plan is?
Yeah. Shall I head?
I'm going to subject you to.
Shall I head to a nearby station first just to sell my stuff, and then I'll zip over to Daedalus? Yeah.
Yep.
So I've got a bit of a countdown. Cool. Okay then. Right. But go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead, mate.
Okay, what the plan is for tonight, or the game if you like, is I have got an assault course for Crash to do, which will be against the clock. And it'll be a test of his piloting skills, his game mechanics knowledge, and his general daring do. So Crash, you're aware you may get destroyed, you may lose all your exploration data, all your combat bounties will be gone, and any crew you may have will die.
Okay. My mission, should I choose to accept it?
So the way the scores will work is it will be based on your time to complete the course, but for every percentage of hull damage you incur, you will get a penalty.
Oh, crikey. Okay.
So so being fast and careful matters rather than just being fast or just being careful.
Okay. Rightio. That's me boned then, but carry on.
So what we'll do is because it's an assault course, if I just told everyone what it was up front, then it would lose some of the skill in getting Crash to do. So, for example, you're going to be asked to replicate a ship build, which of course will test how well you know the outfitting screen.
Oh, crikey. Okay then. That's going to be interesting because it has changed a little bit over the last couple of versions, but I'll see what. Yeah, okay.
So when you dock at Daedalus Station and the Starport Services menu pops up, that is when the clock will start.
Okay. Right, yeah.
So when I see you move into dock at Daedalus, I will paste in the Eagle build that you'll be having.
Okay, cool.
And then
is that going to be in private chat, yeah, in the.
It'll be in Discord, yeah.
Okay. So just whilst we're jumping along, I've just pasted into the chat there. That's the site map there for anyone who is interested in visiting the site that Gypsy 12 has put together there. So if you do want to bookmark that, then it's worth doing because it will help you find the interesting locations on the site there. Most. Jump. Get one more jump out of the way, and then we will actually head over into the newsletter because newsletter 148, I believe, is out now.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and put that in the chat as well. Oh, Andy Pippin, yeah, there's negative. I think I saw that as well, which was kind of just like inverted colours. Is that what you mean? Where someone was trying to compare it, see if there's any kind of similarities to the signal that was found from the unknown probes a couple of months back. So.
What I'll do, Crash, is when I've pasted the link into Discord, I will also paste the link into the main game chat so people can look at it.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, cool, no worries. Should be in the original push of the big title. Well, actually, interestingly enough, and Commander Rygar can back me up on this. Actually, the artifact hunting mystery canon thread it has now become a sticky. Woohoo! So it's at the top of that forum section, nice and easy to find. So it's a nice single location to go to if you want to find out anything about the mysteries which are unfolding in the game. And boy, are there a heck of a load of mysteries. There's things that people are not even aware of yet. There are so many things. Like Mike Brooks said, it was just the first step. So
I've been keeping an eye on Galnet with the goings on with Sirius buying up the technology from that
from Metadrive Corp, yeah,
and Palin announcing his materials.
Yes.
Research as well.
So is that at the top of the news? I forget where we are. So let's jump around a little bit on the newsletter actually. So obviously 2.2. Yes. Here we go. Yes. Galnet focus. So we're going to jump down to that really quickly in there. So meta alloy breakthrough in big bold letters. I like the new formatting on the newsletter. Actually makes it easier to see the highlights on there. So Imperial forces have positioned themselves over Maya A3A near Professor Palin's base as he's made an announcement of a breakthrough with the meta alloy research. What could it be? It has military applications. Oh, spoiler alert. It's got to. I mean, when you look at it, what's happened now? So immediately he makes a breakthrough. What happens? There's a conflict in Maya now. Yes.
Well, of course, several months ago he was kidnapped, wasn't he? Or
he was on his way to the site, and he got jumped and very nearly didn't make it, but fortunately was freed a little while later on. So I love the way that, because people don't people don't realise that all these things are all player action driven. So like this thing, this conflict thing now, depending on which side the players are going to go with, that can completely change what's going to happen next in the storyline. I mean, I'm just saying, in this instance, I would rather back the Antion mob. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. No further spoilers. What's that? Andy, you've been to the alien ruins for the last couple. Oh, you've been out there for like I said, I've seen a lot of commanders flying around in different groups out there. There was the first night it was discovered in open. There was literally dozens of people in Super Cruise. Well, before the site itself was found, but the planet, people were just kind of like scooching around trying to find it. It's really, really awesome.
What I like about the location, as you said, is it's close enough for pretty much every player to get there. It's not like they didn't discover a Jack station or anything like that. It's close enough to be remote, but not so far away as to be inaccessible by a lot of people. So I really like that.
Yeah. Which is nice because it means a lot of people can get to it, you know, and kind of get involved with the what's going to unfold over there in the next couple. Because of course, I mean, that's going to spread people in different directions as well. A lot of people are in the Pleiades area and things like that, which is pretty cool. DJ's got a good point on there, thinking about the new data materials that can be picked up from the site on there. What if there's an engineer that can make use of them? Very good point.
Well, apparently, I mean, I did sort of look at some of the engineering stuff, and apparently, some of the materials you pick up at the site this is using engineers. Whether it's someone we don't know yet, or whether it's kind of like a leftover from how they've classified the item, I don't know. But it's interesting.
Right. Oh, okay. So it's been tagged in there. So yeah. Okay. So I think that's pretty damning evidence. I think, isn't it? Steve, yeah. Unless that player's at Jax, yeah, they're pretty ruled at that point. But then, of course, there's you know, if you're out at Jax, you're out there because you want to help the colonization effort, and there is still the second community goal going on at the moment, which is the mining one. I think there's another week left on the mining community goal. Is still out near Colonia, if you're out there. I wish I could have taken part in both of them because I really did want both of them to succeed. On that subject, actually, the Farewell to Walter Waldo CG has completed this week. So close to tier 9. So close. I did jump in and contribute with that one. Managed to collect 12,000 tons. Just... I reckon we were about 300,000 tons off getting it to tier 9, which would have been awesome. But yeah, well done to everyone who took part in that. It was really, really awesome.
The rewards were quite good, weren't they?
Yeah, it was fantastic effort from everyone, and yeah, I've got a nice little thing to cash in there, which is what's that? 27 million. That's really nice. That's really nice. Right, let me go ahead. Was it 2 more hops, I believe? No, I don't lose CG transactions when I blow up, do I? So.
I don't think so, no.
Okay, I should be okay.
Mike Loss has an interesting theory about what the engineer's materials were.
Where's that? Snoz, yeah, it's to make a crash-themed dartboard for everyone to throw darts at. Yes, absolutely, and that's the new bobblehead. Commander Moonprey, you may or may not have 2 commanders parked out at Colonia. My goodness.
I haven't got.
Go ahead, mate.
I need to move one of my accounts out there. I haven't gone there yet. I went out to meet Ed a few weeks ago when on his trip back, but I haven't actually been out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I did. I mean, started off, I kind of went out and I was going to bump into Ed, and then I checked where I was on the map, and I thought, well, I'm probably closer to Colonia than the bubble, so I might as well pop into Colonia, you know, as I'm in this direction. And then, of course, once I was out there, the community goals succeeded to have some of the land bases included in the game, which was like fantastic, brilliant. I'll jump on over to these land bases on the way back then. So. What's that? The dartboard at Fantasticon in 3 weeks. Well, I'm sure people will probably be able to throw things at me in 3 weeks if they so wish.
Are you taking part in it? I think there's a Nerf war, isn't there, at Fantasticon this year?
Oh
Still?
yes, that should be fun. That should be fun. I have to dig out my Nerf gun, see if I can find. I lost a heck of a lot of darts and things last year. It was chaos. I was picking them up for hours after. But there we go.
Well, I seem to remember that both sides united against you on your own, wasn't it, at one point?
Yeah, pretty much. I think good old Senator Drew decided to, kind of get lots of people on his side. So yeah, I ran into the room and immediately got pummeled from all directions. 3 weeks. Greetings, Commander. Nice to see you, my friend. It is. Squee!
So, just to let you know, Crash, when you dock at Daedalus Station and the starport stuff comes up, that's when the clock will start.
Okay.
So,
can I cheat and go to the Waltz depot first just to sell this gear? Yeah.
yeah, push come.
Okay, let's do that. Moon you have 5 accounts. Wow, nice one. Well, I mean, this is an interesting. I mean, you were saying this earlier on when you shan the. It's handy to have a second account because you can kind of store stuff in it. It's a handy use of a second account. Which I must admit, I know quite a few people that do that now, actually.
Unless you're me, it'll run out of storage space on their second account because they can't buy a ship big enough to put all the stuff in.
Yeah, that is the only problem. Yeah, but hey, I mean, you do a couple of CGs and you got plenty. You know, it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long. Andy, people say, has something changed with the SRP's fuel consumption? Not that I'm aware of. I can't remember seeing anything.
Noticed.
No, not. But the changelog is basically a novel in its own right, anyway. So can be forgiven for missing something in the changelog. But
So, Crash, have you invested in a SRV paint pack?
I may well have. Oh, I can check those out. Actually, let's quickly. Is there outfitting here? I think there's outfitting. I'm going to quickly check. I haven't been back to Civilization since I jumped on the store and grabbed those. But yes, I did. I did grab those immediately.
Which one did you get? Did you get the everything pack, or which one did you get, Jay?
Yeah, I got the all colours one.
And then there's ship kits for asps and vultures.
Yes. Literally just today. I think that was the first thing mentioned in the newsletter. Actually, let's see if we can find them. Oh, there we go. Store spotlight. Yay! Oh, blue. I think red's more my colour, so I'll check out the red one first on the SRV, and we have the ship kits for the vulture. It doesn't show the asp here, unfortunately. That's unfortunate. Can we click through to that before I blow up? I'm gonna hit the Mercury at the moment. Hang on.
The asp is on the store.
There we go. It's not a very big picture. I'm gonna slam into the surface. Ooh, some nice configurations there.
I thought the vulture kit will make sure so you can turn your vulture into it looks like a hauler with some of the options.
Can you? Oh, sorry. Just trying to. Oh, right. Flight traffic control. Yes. We heard you. Shut up. Oh, I'm just gonna have to look at the asp one a bit quick. I haven't.
I'm waiting for the Python and Anaconda ones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing that's in this week paint packs is my LaveCon skins were in this week.
Yes, that is
for the Anaconda and Fer de Lance and stuff.
Yeah. I need to go check that as well because that's again something which was slated for appearing in 2.2, and I think there's. I mean, it comes in phases with any of these things. I just hit boost. Didn't want to do that.
Authorized. Clear to land on pad 06.
Thank you, flight traffic control, for not shooting me out of the sky for being an idiot and hitting the boost button. It comes in phases with any of these things. I mean, first of all, they've got to build them, then they've got to be included in a major release, and then all of the user accounts have to be upgraded to include the the tag to say that yes, you've got certain paint jobs and decals and things like that. So yeah, so there are quite a few steps involved in getting the paint job. So I know it didn't hit the same day as 2.2, but most people should be getting through their various ship skins and all. But if you don't have one for one particular reason, if you think you should have one, then by all means do give the community team a shout, Zach or Ed or someone like that. They should be able to get you set up with the correct things. They saw a crash coming, so yeah. I can now say that I mean I do own every single Cobra ship skin. So, oops, I like the Cobra. What can I say? It's a classic. You've got to have all options.
I think my favourite Cobra skin is the wireframe one, the one that was just out.
I had to get that. I had to get as soon as that became available. I was like, right, got to get that one. That was an awesome one. And I think that's what set me up. And I was like, right, okay, the Cobra's having all the really cool skins, so I've got to make sure I have all the cool ones for it. Millstone Brown say, where are the ship launch fighter skins going? Like I said, they're coming. I think they've all been included in 2.2. They've been made. They're there. They need to be added to the store's available options, and then all of those options need to be synced up with the user accounts and all that stuff. So it will come in. It will come in.
King Mai's just asked. He's bought the game at launch, and he didn't have access to a planet. Do I have to plan to buy the expansion? Yes, Ting Mai, if you want to land on the planet, you need to buy the Horizons expansion. But it's not just landing on planets. There's a whole load of other stuff to come. So in the stuff they released earlier on the year, you get engineers, which can modify your ship in all sorts of fun ways. We've now just had ship launch fighters and passenger missions, and there's more stuff to come. As well, so you're not just buying access to land on a planet. There's a whole lot more.
Yeah, and the Horizon season is not finished. So if you buy that expansion, you are going to get. I think there's 2 more major expansions which are coming. So there, I mean, I know the next thing which I'm really excited about. 2.3 is going to include player-to-player multi-crew. So you're going to be able to co-op and work with, I think, up to 4 players in a single ship, which is going to be absolutely awesome. And then 2.4 is a mystery. We cannot talk about 2.4.
Which, interestingly enough, talking about multi-crew is probably why we have 3 crew spots. Speculation alert, but you know.
But yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. That is the main kind of purpose for that as well. Oh, these other things. See, again, this other thing, weapon color modifiers for the various loadouts. Again, not been added to the store yet, but you can see the game's been upgraded. It has the option for it, and then the store team have to get out of it and do it, and then eventually it'll trickle down to us. So we will get these options soon. They are coming, but 2.2 has only been out like days, a matter of days. What have we got? Oh, vibrant orange. I like vibrant green. Tactical ice. Oh, I like that one. That's kind of NASA sort of style. That's like.
Millstone's just asked presumably about the NPC crew. Yes, I'm adopting the Alan Sugar method of NPC crew management, as I have fired 29 crew members so far.
I was like, get out.
Because as soon as I don't use them, I sack them. They're on 0 hours contracts with me. It's just because, well, it's the way I play. Is some people love to have the NPC crew on board for like a role play and fun reason. I tend to be more objective based, and for me, the NPC crew just aren't worth keeping around. They cost me more money, so I might as well just sack them when I'm done.
That's the thing, isn't it? They do continue to cost you money even if they're not being actively used, aren't they? So, Oh damn! I've only got 5 out of the. I think there are 8 objects, and I haven't got the link available to me. But someone did a fantastic set of screenshots. They broke down all of the ancient artifacts that you can be found on that site, and there's 8 distinct objects. I've only got 5. Damn.
Quite cheap, aren't they?
Yeah, you're not making
metronomy prices.
Yeah, what have we got? Salton Market there. Mysterious crystal found inside an ancient obelisk. Asian advocates. Decals. Yes, my friend. Yes, let's go back to the decals really quickly. Can I get on my? Get rid of some of these ones.
I don't think Red Suisse there are any NPC SRVs.
Yes. So we have the fuel rats, of course. Adele's Marty, UGC. Oh yes, we've got to have the UGC logo. Absolutely. What else have we got in here then? All of the player groups, obviously, is from the dangerous games that were run earlier on in the year, so it's absolutely fantastic. Frontier have gone in half. See, I only helped the UGC and Adels Lamarda, didn't I? So I only get the ones I helped with. Oops, naughty Crash. I wanted to help everyone, but I can't. If I helped everyone, it would have been pointless because I wouldn't have been. Yeah, fuel. I'll chuck the fuel rats on as well. Got to have the fuel rats.
The planet one looks like the planet on Space Lego. Back when, it's like in the Lego movie, it looks like the planet from the Space Lego.
Yeah, call me Benny. Spaceship, spaceship. Love it, love it. And Ting mate, by all means, keep asking questions. We love questions on here, and we're glad to answer your questions. Do not apologise, as Fiery Toad says.
Yep.
It's all about the questions. Right, let's sell some of these ancient thingies. I'm sure someone somewhere is going to graciously accept these random alien artifacts because I have a race to get on with.
So you're not worried about the curse then?
Uh-oh.
Of the artifact site. Well, I was thinking there was a supposed Tutankhamun's curse, wasn't there? Whoever went into his tomb got a curse.
Uh-oh.
So I'm just wondering if there's a curse for if you go to the site, you see, like Tutankhamun.
Uh-oh, probably. It's the curse of the of the Dav looking at the server logs and going, ha, he's gone there. Ban him. Yeah, I'm well expecting something to go wrong there.
Interdiction rate equals interdiction rate times 10 or something like that.
Absolutely, yeah, blown out of the sky in every action you do. Millstone Barton, yeah, absolutely. And I want to make a point of saying that actually. Canon should have a decal. Canon may well get a decal. Zach came into a thread earlier on today and pointed out something that, you know, the decals which are there at the moment are the decals for the things that have happened up to this date. That doesn't mean, though, they're the only people that are ever going to get decals. You know, there will be more decals. And he did say that, you know, Canon are probably going to get a decal at some point, you know, for all the effort they've been putting in as well. So it just, you know, it takes time. When you look at there are literally hundreds of player groups, probably even thousands of player groups right now for various things. They've all been registered, and Frontier are trying to kind of do that support and admin of all of those groups. It takes a heck of a lot of time and effort for Frontier to do all of that work. So you've got to appreciate that you're not going to get every single decal for every single group in tomorrow, but it's going to come over time on there. But yeah, it's all right, Millstone. Yeah, no, I'm glad you pointed it out because it was something I wanted to make a point of saying tonight. So thank you for reminding me. But yeah, no, it was an interesting thread. Yeah, I mean, it did get a little bit heated for a while. It's the internet. That's what happens. You know, these things happen. But no, it was nice to see that. It's a bit of a appreciation and recognition for some of the groups and the effort they've been put in. So it's really, really cool to see that, you know, Frontier are trying to support the player groups and give them what's that, the hammers that we make in Rocket League in Elite Den on those. Yeah, DJ. Yeah. Did you see that, Shan? Actually, the hammers are slow, so they're going to go there and play football with the ancient relics.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, they're screwed. They're cursed to hell and back. Ooh, Maxers, that's a good one. Yeah, an ambassador decal. That'd be a nice one.
So what would be your choice for an ambassador decal then, Crash? What would you want to have a?
I'm not a very good designer for these things. I'd probably come up with a really bad logo, but I'll leave it open to the group for suggestions. But Paul Archer greetings. Yeah, so you need a big hammer logo, isn't it? I don't know what we do for a logo for ambassadors. It would have to be. I mean, I'll quite
Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah, that I do. Yeah, just golden sort of thing. It'll work fine. Andy Tomo said it just as you said that then, yeah. Oh no, Toad! Has that been put into the Galnet News? I didn't see that. Oh, Kahina Loren has been found guilty. Oh, we're going to have to bust her out now. Oh, hang on, I need to launch before there we go.
Landing coupling disengaged. Expedite climb.
Okay, so just to reiterate, when you land at Vandalism, that's when the pressure's on.
Okie dokie. So as I'm getting into orbit really quickly, then let's make sure we haven't missed anything in the newsletter. I think we've gone over most of the bits on there.
You are clear of the port.
We can talk about 2.2 in a bit
We
more
can,
detail.
we can go with some 2.2 stuff on it. So we said about the meta alloy breakthrough. Obviously, that is the community goal to look at the moment in the Maya system. If you can get there. Oh, a couple of cool things. I want to show some of these actually. This is from Commander Virtual Anomaly. Let's see if I can. This was an awesome deal. I saw this GIF before it got posted in the newsletter, so it's really, really awesome. They parked a beluga on the surface of the planet, and then they were racing their ship launch fighters underneath it. I mean, the clearance there, it's got to be like a meter either side of these ships. It's insane. It's insane. It's absolutely ridiculous. But it really, really awesome. Really, really awesome. Oh, am I still going into orbit? Okay. I think so. Yeah. Okay.
I love it.
That's absolutely brilliant. And then this next one from Commander Zinde on here who's found one of the look at that, the civilian structures on here. And of course, see, people might laugh, but playing CQC pays off. You know, if you have all that practice doing that, and then you can zip around and do things like that. That's really cool, though. It's a really, really
I know in beta, and that's right, managed to fit a beluga through those holes.
If you get it just right, you can do it. Yeah. Oh, and really quickly, before we get too much further in, I've got a screenshot from you, haven't I, Shan? So let's post that up on there. Do you want to talk a little bit about this screenshot you've taken from the what was it called, from the roof of the galaxy?
I think it was called Watchtower Point. I noticed on the forum, Dr. Carly and Eramus, using neutron star boosts, had managed to get the highest point of, I think it's in the bubble, and I saw Bubble go there plus a few other people, and it was such a inspiring view, and the trip looked so cool. I thought, like, I have to go there, and so I went there in beta because it's actually a one-way trip at the moment. So once you go there, you can't get back. So I didn't particularly want to lose my ship in live, so I did it in beta. And what's cool about it is you can actually see the entire width of the galaxy almost in a single screen.
That's crazy.
And actually, it was probably my favourite thing in beta, not just because of the view, which was spectacular, because there aren't many places in the game where you can look at Sol and then Beagle Point in the same screen.
Wow.
But what I liked about it was the neutron star jump mechanic, which I thought. Do you remember back when you first started playing the game and every docking maneuver was like blind panic? It was like that, but worse.
Yeah.
The neutron stars, and it's such a cool feature to have, the neutron star jumps. It was really fun.
It is nerve-wracking. I mean, I've had my fair share of problems with them, and yes, if you do, if you just treat them with abandon, you know, then you're going to end up coming off a cropper, because you know you really have to think about what you're doing with them, line yourself up to make sure you have got an exit route out of those poles, otherwise you're in big trouble.
I mean, there's several people have put several posts up on the forum of how to get out of them, but by far the best thing to do is don't get trapped in the first place. Yeah. So basically, you don't head into them in the direction of the star. So you head away from the jet, such that if you just keep going forward, you'll come out of it. So
kind of head to the base of the pole where the jet's emitting, and head in the direction of where it's emitting out of the star, sort of thing. So you kind of get carried by the wave of the particles in effect, don't you?
Yes, that's right. And don't carry too much speed in, because the more speed you take in, the more likely you are to spin out of control. Apparently. But that's what I like about it. It gives a huge benefit. There's also a huge risk.
Yeah, it's a nice balance.
Particularly if you're exploring, you know, you've got that risk. Do I try and get here quickly and risk losing all my data on my ship, or do I take it safe and take the slow way around? So I really like that. Yeah.
There was a quick thing in chat for Excalibur there saying, and DJ's backed up on there. Yeah, there is a few problems with a couple of different types. I don't think it's all passenger missions, but there's a few passenger missions where if you pick up someone, I think is actually, if you read in the text, it's not very clear, but if you read in the text, they say they're like a criminal mastermind or something like that. If you do take one of those missions at the moment, there is a bit of a bug with it where you'll get like an instant bounty when you try to dock at the other side, and the station will blow you the heck out of the sky. So yeah, avoid those kind of missions at the moment until the guys have had a chance to look at that. Right, I better get docking permission. Right, I am nearly at Daedalus. Are you going to do it from the time on my stream, yes mate?
I'll do it for time on your stream.
Right, yeah.
And what I will do is, because we're slightly ahead, I will post the build into Discord now.
Okay.
Which means you'll be so busy trying to concentrate on docking,
Yeah,
you won't
I
have
know.
a chance to look at the build.
Okay.
So when I see you dock, I'll start the timer.
Right. I think that was...
No pressure.
1950, 10 seconds, I think it was, just for reference for everyone. Right, yeah, and I need to... Come on, 850 screen. Right, okay.
Started.
Okay, right here. Okay. Oh, I need to make that screen big enough for me to read it. Okay. Lightweight bulkheads. C2 power plant. 3E thrusters. 3E frame ship. Right, okay. Oh, no, I need to buy the damn ship first, damn it. Right, Eagle. Eagle. Right, not an Imperial Eagle, regular Eagle. Store ship. Let's get this done. Quick. Shouldn't be nervous about messing around in the menus, but I'm just waiting for it, like, mess around and like hit the back button and then go back up and launch and no, I've got to go back in and dock permission and, you know.
So I'll keep watching the stream until I think you're nearly ready for the next point. So
Right.
when you're on the last point.
It's a mining laser, okay. Right here. There's no mining lasers. Uh-oh. There's no mining lasers here.
In Daedalus?
Yeah, not in Daedalus, no. 2C power plant. Let me start on the power plants really quickly. Exchange. 3E thrusters. 3E. 1E. 2A power distributor. Okay. Oh no. I put it in storage instead. Idiot. I keep doing that by mistake. That is the one thing that bugs me. Let me get rid of that. So. There we go. Because of the position of some of the icons, I keep clicking, you know, to store instead of, oops.
That's really strange. The mining lasers there this morning. Never mind.
Sorry, the mining lasers, what, sorry?
They were there this morning.
Oh, they've changed, have they? Do I need a mining laser?
You do, but we can skip that bit.
Okay, I can definitely see if I can find one somewhere. Right, we've got a 1E cargo rack installed. And we've got a 1A fuel scoop. I press store again. Never mind, skipping that. Refinery. 1E refinery. Okay. Right, and I can just sell the lasers, or do I keep...
Up to you.
Okay.
Okay, the next thing you want to do is buy 1 ton of explosive and 1 ton of hydrogen fuel.
This sounds like my kind of party. Hang on. Do they have explosives here? Do they have... Yes, they do. Couldn't see it. Went past on this. Right, done. Okay. Next step.
Okay, what you done? They do have class 2 mining lasers, by the way.
They have
for
class...
Daedalus.
Ah, right, but I've only got class 1 slots on the Eagle, yeah?
Anyway,
Or can I... Do you want me to buy them, or...
if you've got a mining laser, yes, please put it in.
Okay, let me just... Okay, let me see if... sorry, I'll go back into outfitting. Let's see if I can...
I think the Eagle has a single class 2, doesn't it?
Hard points. One on the top, isn't it? Yes, that's it. Mining... No, I can't. No, I got 3 class 1...
Okay, doesn't matter.
Because... Okay, right.
So what you need to do is I want you to fly to the capital ship at Sol.
Okay. Is that around Sol 3, isn't it?
Yeah, and then drop 1 ton of explosives and 1 ton of hydrogen fuel, less than 1 kilometer from the capital ship. And then, if you've got a laser, I want you to shoot at a Federation ship.
Okay. Oh, this is going to end well, I believe. Sorry, Snoz. Yeah, sorry. I was in a world of my own.
Landing coupler disengaged.
Right.
Follow the greens on your way out.
So just drop 1 ton of explosives,
Okay.
1 ton of hydrogen fuel,
Yeah.
less than 1 kilometer from the capital ship,
Okay.
and then shoot at a Federation ship with the lasers.
Oh my god. Okay, right, let's see how well this goes on there. DJ said, since Mr. Brooks confirmed in the canon thread, we skipped ahead in the story finding the site too fast. I think the unauthorized satellites, etc., is what they were going to use to lead us towards the ancient site. Oh, is that been said in there now? Fiery Toads open a book. 10 minutes, Snoz. Give me a benefit of the doubt. Come on. Team Mate, graphics have improved no end since launch. Yeah, so many things have been tweaked and improved, and they continue to do it. Unfortunately, I can't show you at the moment, but some of the new stations, they actually show different interiors based on the economy type. My favourite ones, like the refinery, you see like the metals being melted and welded and things like that, and the high-tech site show all the fancy flashy shops and things with banners and things like that, so it's really, really cool to see all these different graphical improvements on there.
So do you want to know what next to do after the capital ship then, Crash?
I think so, right, so I've got to, just to recap then, I've got to dump both of these things.
A ton of explosives and a ton of hydrogen fuel, less than 1 kilometer from the capital ship.
Right, okay.
And then shoot at a Federation ship.
Any Fed ship?
Any Fed ship.
Okay. Full power to shield. Let's see what it is. No, it's speculation since... Oh, sorry, DJ. Say, since the satellites around Jupiter was added in 2.2 that spew out numbers at certain times. I think I know what you mean, yeah, DJ. Yeah, I think that was one of the mystery things that we should have uncovered, but we may have skipped that back. Sorry, go on, Shan.
Well, if you survive the capital ship,
Okay, yeah.
you need to dock at Galileo,
Right,
but
okay.
do not repair or refuel. So just
Right,
dock.
whatever I've got left on me. Okay, then.
Yeah, and then you need to buy 2 tons of bio waste.
Bio waste. Okay, I think we'll have, after this close encounter, we'll already have 2 tons of bio waste, but we'll we'll see if we can get to Galileo. Let's give it a go. Sick Boy, yeah, agree about the graphics. The small things are so much better. Absolutely, the stars are absolutely awesome. The neutron stars are fantastic. Ting Mei, actually, if you have a chance, just have a quick Google around on YouTube and look for Elite Dangerous Neutron Stars, something like that, and you can see some of the jets on there. In fact, Fiery Toad's probably got some snippets from his stream actually, which might show some of that. They look absolutely awesome. They really do. Trev177, you were playing on Xbox One. You wish you introduced the HUD color change. Yeah, it's a massively requested feature. Loads of people want it. Oh, there's the capital ship. Right. Okay. Let's get ready. Oh god! 2 clicks. 2 clicks. Right. I'm 1 click out.
Have you got any lasers equipped, by the way, Crash?
Yeah. Is that a Fed ship? No, that's a... That just looks like a normal trader. How do I find it? Can I shoot the capital ship? Does that count?
If you like. Basically, want anything to give you wanted status.
Okay, that worked. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Anything, that's it.
Okay. Right, and I can get away now, I can frame shit. Go. Okay. Saturnine, greetings, Commander. Yes, I'm still toxic green colour at the moment. Yeah, I haven't found another colour that I prefer the look
So
of it.
then dock at Galileo Station.
Galileo around Moon, yes, correct. Let's go to Galileo.
And of course, you're now wanted. So
Yeah, in the Sol system, in the heart of the Federation. Not a good thing to do. Oopsie. You're right, Snoz. Yeah, earlier on there was a massive jump between Alpha and Beta, and they seem to keep incrementally doing the updates on this. It's really, really cool to see it. I will go ahead and, if you can private whisper that, private message me that, DJ, and I'll check it out as soon as I finish, because I'm against the clock at the moment, so we'll check it out. Looks like a Thargoid to me. Maybe it is. And if you can visit a neutron inside the bubble, such as Jackson Lighthouse. Yeah, actually, yeah, that is a good one. Thank you, Andy. So that's a good bookmark to put on there. That's another thing, Ting Mei, actually, if you've not really played much since launch, if you check out, there's so many features on there. One of the best new features added into the Galaxy map is being able to manually put in bookmarks to remember things that you find which are cool. Saturnine's going to forgive me because I did shit. Yes, I did. I was tempted to leave the mustache on, you know, because it is Movember coming up. But yeah, she would have.
Can't imagine you with a mustache, Crash.
I left it on just because I was messing around and left it on for the boys to have a look, and they're just laughing. So.
Core dynamics, Kilo Echo Romeo. This port operates under federal jurisdiction. You must submit.
Right, so you dock and you don't repair a refuel.
Okay. I'm trying to remember which button is silent running. How'd I do? There we go. Shh. Oh.
Testing your smuggling skills here, Crash.
Yeah, I was going to say I've not used silent running in so long because I'm normally such a good boy. I don't do anything naughty at all. Much until I 2.2 was first live, and I checked with the interstellar factors on historic bounties and found about 250,000 credits of accumulated bounties since the beginning of the game. So
okay, so now you want to buy 2 tons of biowaste.
2 tons of biowaste, right? Okay. Whew.
Solid contact, securing ship. You're all checked in, Commander.
Oh, I very nearly just hit the button, then I won't do it. Right. 2 tons of biowaste. Oh, nice one. You just bought it in Stored Horizons. Brilliant. Thank you so much for that. That's really, really cool. Where's biowaste place? Right at the bottom. There we go. 2 tons of biowaste. There we go. Right. 2 tons of biowaste in the hold. Ready to go. Right.
Okay, then you need to bump into an asteroid in Saturn's rings.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Saturn. Okay. Right. Let's get there. Saturn. Okay. Isn't fire is... Of course fire is a celeb, absolutely.
Docking clamps retracted. You may leave when ready.
Now I hope for goodness sake I am not... I'm not the benchmark for this challenge, Shan.
You are? Well, you're the guinea pig
I'm the
anyway.
guinea pig, okay. I'm setting the gold standard.
I've done it a few times, but not during 2.2 live.
The exclusion
Okay.
zone. Till next time, Commander.
Come on, boost. I want to set a good score for everyone. So they got a good target to beat. Right, there we go. Saturn, off to Saturn. I have not been to Saturn in so long. I will say, I mean, that was something that was a couple of weeks ago I mentioned from that Reddit thread that there was someone who actually did work at NASA on the Cassini probe and was congratulating Frontier on the how wow they have got the likeness of Saturn and the various things to look like the
That was
images.
awesome.
It was really nice to see. It's like Elite Dangerous, NASA approved. Which
That's the one, because David Braben popped in, didn't he, as well?
yes, yeah.
Yeah, it was. I just love that attention to detail that NASA's actually using some of Elite in VR to help them out. That's very
Brilliant. Brilliant. Yes, as Fiery Toe said there, it's leading to my death. Yeah, it's a challenge which Shan has set with a bunch of activities to test my mettle in Elite Dangerous. Saturn, make a coffee for me. Well, I do have a drink available in my hang on, a caffeinated beverage in my lovely mug here. Again, thank you to a lovely commander in the chat for sending this to me. My drink? Do I get to drink once I succeed, Shan, or do I get a little tipple on the way for courage?
Oh, you can have some Dutch courage if you like.
Right. Christ, why all the hassle, Technotrix? And yeah, it's much easier to just interdict me and blow me up. Got to give me a chance for living. Yeah, absolutely. Right, we got a couple of minutes to get to Saturn. Come on, we want Super Cruise boost. That's what we want. Saturn, a good host makes coffee for his guests. Yeah, it's a good point, Saturn. I need to get like a coffee bot or something to come into the chat so that anyone who wants a coffee can just put _! Coffee and get a drink.
I need to bump into an asteroid.
Bump into an asteroid, right? Okay. Rightio. Next challenge. That should be okay. The question is, would it be quicker for me to? Trying to think what's going to be the quickest thing to do. Would it be to slam into the rings really quickly and recover, or would it be quicker for me to smoothly enter the rings and then...
You can achieve the objective any way you like, so long as you achieve the objective.
That is a good question. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Because I have been very careful. I mean, since like way back when, before launch and stuff, and the first time we got to fly around some of these ring systems, yeah, I did slam into the damn things pretty hard when I was first kind of getting used to it. But yeah, I don't know what's going to be better, because I think if I smash it with Super Cruise really quick, I think it's going to take me a while to get orientated again. No, solid. We'll go for full speed ahead. Tally how! Chocks away! Let's give it a go. Oh, Saturnine. I'm sorry. Emergency stop. Oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought. There we go. Boost, boost, boost. Right, and I've just got to bump into any asteroid, yes?
Yep.
Okay. You there. Right, you're a little bit closer. Let's get the closest asteroid.
This is basically being a hooligan in the Sol system.
just I gotta get myself an Asbo. I blame Shan. It's all his fault. Oh, ow. Okay. Done.
Okay, then you need to crash into Pluto.
Oh my god. Okay, right. Let's plot a route really quick then. Let's find it. Pluto, where are you? Way down the list. 17,000 light seconds. Okay.
So we can talk a little bit about the newsletter while you're cruising
yes,
there.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to get there in Super Cruise.
Rightio, let's see if we can...
So I'll wait until you're on the way.
Cool, we might be able to get that picture up that DJ was talking about, actually, because I think it might have been the one that I've seen. Get that up on there whilst we're heading over to Pluto. It's a little way, it's going to take a little bit of a while. This is the problem with space. It's rather big, isn't it, Shan?
Just a little, yes. But I also read, I haven't been to Sol for ages, but I also read they've expanded the Sol system with extra planets and stuff.
Yeah, this is what I love about, like you said, like the science and the detail that the guys are putting into it. I can get the system map up really quick, actually, shows. And these are all bodies that NASA has discovered, and this totally throws my school education out the window. So we know all the way up to the last couple of planets. You got Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and its moon. Was it Charon or Charon? I can never pronounce that correctly. So those are the ones that we knew of, but we've also got all of these kind of, what do they call them now? Dwarf planets, planetoids, those kind of things. These are all real planets which have been discovered by NASA, and they've added them all in recently, which is really, really awesome. Into 2.2.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you can see some of these, and I'll go through each one of them. Makey, I remember when Makey was first discovered, and it, like I said, it is a tiny, tiny little dwarf planet. Literally 21,000 light seconds out from the thing. But it goes to show you like the scale of the solar system compared to some of these systems that we've got used to in Elite Dangerous. Looking at some of the crazy ones you get out there with like 400,000 light seconds to one of the far off bodies and things like that. You can look at this and you can think, well, the solar system isn't that big when you look at it,
what's that called? An unremarkable yellow sun, I think the Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah, just
wasn't it?
just an average one on there. Sedna, I remember that one being discovered as well. That one's nearly 500,000 light seconds out. Technotrout, has anyone picked up the ancient relics? And if so, what do you do with them? I might have borrowed a few to sell them to the open market for research purposes in time. And
See, I think Crash, I think you're in the same category as the Vandals who shoot barnacles now, because you have desecrated their site
maybe
by stealing those articles for credits.
Maybe, but then, like we said right at the start, you know, the barnacles and this ancient site which has been discovered now, they don't look like they're from the same thing. So, you know, from the people, that, you know, the things that own the barnacles, I respect those. But whatever these ancient sites are,
I can just see it in 3 weeks' time. We'll have Space Tony Robinson coming on screen and complaining about how the site has been wrecked by treasure hunters.
it's been defiled. Askar, very good question on that. How big are those new planets compared to Earth? They are diddly tiny in comparison, actually. When you look at, I'm approaching this. So Earth, you know, you got your average about 6,400 kilometers Earth radius. These things are tiny. When you look at some of these, you know, 900. I think one of them was like 400. Tiny, 200 there, 160 kilometers. Persephone is actually huge. Persephone is 14,000, nearly 500 kilometers radius. It's absolutely enormous, and they believe that planet is so big that it's giving the sun a little bit of a wobble in its orbit, and that's how they detected where it was, which is crazy. It's nearly half
Absolutely.
a million light seconds out from the solar system.
The thing I still can't get my head around. I sort of know I know how they do it, but it's still astonishing me. Is every one of those planets is real scale when you land on them?
Mm.
Every
It's
planet you land on is real scale. You know, like how? Yeah.
Do I need to crash into Pluto? Is that right? Just crash into it. Okay, we can do that.
Crash into it, then dump 1 ton of bio waste on it.
I'm gonna poop on Pluto. Oh, right.
And then you need to head to Jupiter and drop 1 ton of bio waste into a ring of Jupiter.
Rightio. Anywhere in the ring, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Right.
So basically, as I say, you are trashing the solar system.
This is what I think, you stinking feds trying to invade my. Yeah, sorry, just catching up on the chat whilst my FSD is cooling down on there. Yeah, as Farito said, they're not planets, they're planetoids, they're, what do they call them, dwarf planets, I believe they are. They are orbiting the sun, they definitely are orbiting the sun, but they are technically dwarf planets, that's the classification they use on it.
So, Crash, have you played around with ship launch fighters yet, or is that something you still want to play with?
Yeah, they are really, really good fun. I love playing around with the fighters, actually. Like I said, I kind of jumped in the asp so I can get to the archaeological dig site, but I want to go back in and carry on kitting out my ship with the fighters on. And I desperately wanted the Python to have it, and I can understand why not all the ships can fit the bays and everything, because I was kitting out a Python, so I'm going to have to kind of switch over to a different ship. I'm not sure what. I mean, what are you flying at the moment? You've got the cutter at the moment, haven't you, Shan?
I've got my trading cutter, which I'm using, and then I've got my maxed out Corvette, and because I'm going to help Ed come back, I've been engineering, kitting out a Anaconda. So
awesome.
So I enjoy the ship launch fighters, but as I say, I do treat the NPCs with a bit of abandon. So I treat them like chaff with guns. Because what they're useful for, or I find them useful for, is if a ship starts chaffing you and your fighter has fixed weapons, the NPCs are usually much better at fixed weapon aiming than players, even at lower levels. So in some ways it's better to have the fighter out with fixed weapons that can continue damaging the target, even when it's chaffing.
Awesome.
Yeah, but I did play around with letting them try to fly my ship in beta, but even elite rated NPCs just don't fly a ship as well as a human commander can. So, if you want to have a quick trip to a rebuy screen, let your NPC fly your ship.
Yeah, I have noticed things, but I mean, at the moment they are kind of reduced in capacity specifically, so they're not too much of a challenge. I think they could be made a lot worse.
Well, there's a few things. Yeah, there's a few things. It's your banner that says opinion alert or something, but the thing is there's a few things that the NPCs really don't do that you would do as a player. For example, they won't run away if their ship is about to get blown up. If you've got 2 banks of shield cells, one turned on, one turned off, to save power, they won't turn off the expired one and turn on the one with. So there's all sorts of stuff that we kind of take for granted they don't do, which is necessary for the survival of your ship. And also there's a good 30-40 second delay from when you switch pilots, and in that 30-40 seconds you could be blown up. So if you look at how simple a fighter is, there really isn't that much difference or practical use between an elite rated pilot that does pit management and an expert one that doesn't, because the ships are respawned so quickly. The difference between pit management is reasonably negligible. So yeah,
they definitely
opinion alert.
I say I would expect many improvements to them to come in 2.3. Put it that way. I mean, when you look at the history of the updates in Elite, you look at the the features coming. When a brand new feature comes in one major update, the next major update tends to contain a highly polished version of that particular feature. So definitely look out for future ones. I think 2.3 would be really interesting update in that regard. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Because one of the controversies out on the forum about was whether your pilot should die or not when he blows up, or should they have some other mechanic?
Oh, your crew members, yeah.
Punish the player, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I did see some of those things. That came up earlier on during the beta. Oh, I'm nearly at Jupiter now, so very quickly I need to just crash into one of the rings.
Drop a ton of bio waste in the ring of Jupiter, and then you collect it up again.
Right, okay, right here. Poop on Jupiter. Okay. Oh. This is gonna be close. This is gonna be. There we go. Oh, look at the sun peeking through the distance. Right, so I don't need to hit the asteroid. I just need to dump it and.
In the ring. It says.
Do I need to get mass locked, and at least close enough to be mass locked? Yeah.
It's up to you. As long as you dump the bio waste into a ring of Jupiter.
Yeah.
And then you can pick it up again. So now we're testing your scooping skills, you see.
Aha! I like this. It's a little bit of everything. Come on! And I can see ships spawning on my scanner as I'm zeroing out to it.
And you're still wanted, of course.
Cargo, yep. Cargo acquired. Look at that! Look at the sun peering through the edge of the gas clouds at the top of Jupiter there. Right, done, and done.
Okay, now you need to go to Sol Star
right
and
here.
refuel to 100%.
Right here, I've got a fuel scoop. I was just panicking for a second and thinking, did I equip a fuel scoop? Because that would have been a disastrous end to it. Okay. Right, let me get out of the gravity well of Jupiter a little bit. Scoop, baby, scoop. Okay.
Once you've refueled, sorry, Kerrash. Once you've refueled, you need to go back to Daedalus, and when you've docked and the station thing comes up, that's when your time will stop.
Right here. Okay, cool. Right. Okay, so I'm on the final leg. Brilliant.
Yep.
Okay. Stormtalker, yeah, I did see your stuff, and now I did have a quick search just then for you. That particular star you said, I think a couple of people did suggest there, and I think it might be known by another star catalogue name. There's a lot of star catalogues that actually overlap, and what Frontier have tried to do is include as many star catalogues as they can, so it may be in the game by a different name. and multiple stars can be searched for by multiple names. So even if they're not known by that in the galaxy map, you tend to be able to search to them based on the like the Hipparchos catalog, that kind of thing. So if it is in one of those, like you have something like this, the LHS 450 system there, you can see over in the far left of the screen. It's also in the Gliese index GL687. It's also in the Hipparchos index of 86162. Another really, really fantastic thing about Elite is, it's just that sheer depth of data which is in the game. It's like people don't appreciate that, but if you really are keen on astronomy and that kind of things, there is so much in this game that you can just get awesome stuff from. Stormtalker said I should have pooped in Uranus. Well,
I did think that, but it might be a bit rude.
Scooping in Sol always. I think just being in the Sol system is really, really awesome, Andy. I love going back and looking at the old system, all the systems that remind me of Frontier Elite 2. I love going back to those systems. Barnard Star, Alpha Centauri, or Ross 154, all those systems. Every time I go to there, it's just a warm glow inside. It's like, yeah, I remember these places.
They look a bit better now than what they did for Frontier.
Yeah, significantly better. Yeah, absolutely. Laverick saying, yeah, you had a look under the 2-mast name. You can't seem to find it. No, I couldn't seem to find it on that one at the moment. Willie Patrick, greetings! Jog31, greetings, Commander, nice to see you now. What's going on? Shan has set me a series of challenges which I'm attempting to race through and do. I hope I'm doing okay, but we won't know until other commanders have had an attempt in this. So are you going to be posting up a thread on forum or something, Shan, for people to kind of... Oh, there we go. Kind of set themselves the challenge?
Yeah. I mean, I've got my time. I've done this in beta. I've done things in a slightly different way to what you're doing it, so it's quite interesting to see. But I'll give you hints off stream of what I did.
Okie dokie, cool.
Otherwise, it's spoiler. But I could do. I mean, the idea was I'll as and when people give it a challenge and sort of make it as a contest sort of thing. But obviously, it needs to be recorded to make sure people do the course rather than short circuit. Cool. So you need to fuel scoop the sun. Have you scooped all of you?
Scooped up, 100% fully loaded.
Okay, and then you just need to dock a Daedalus.
Oh no. Guess what just happened?
What?
Federal Security Service might have spotted me. No, don't scan me. Can they scan me with silent running? Come on, Okay, right. Shh. 100% heat, come on. Oh no. Oh, he's brought him back up as well. I'm running. There we go. I nearly melted her down. Right, Daedalus is still locked. Come on. I was so close. I was within 7 seconds ETA, and then...
And you were 100% hull until just now as well.
I know! Now I'm going to have a loop of correction as well. Damn it! They've put me right off. So we'll cut it into my time. Right, use the gravity well of Mercury. Come on, slow me down. Slow me down, Mercury.
This is what I like about this particular course I've done. Is all sorts of nuance you can do, like using gravity well to get your speed and reduce it. And it's a bit subtle.
You've got to think about all of the different angles as well. It's like where you approach the planets as well, because if you're moving from one point into the next point, it's like if you hit the dark side of the planet and then you're mass locked for too long, that's gonna eat into your time as well, isn't it? So, right, come on, Daedalus.
Core dynamic, Kilo Echo Romeo. You are now in Federation space. Be advised, docking access to this station is by permission only.
Tankero is saying I should sing Ave Maria as I fuel scoop. I did miss that. Sorry. Too late. Right. Silent running just in case because I'm nervous.
Tape signature lost. Please acknowledge if you require assistance.
careful, careful. Don't want to lose any more hull. Docks! There we go. 20, 24, 38, I think that was. Oh.
Yeah, just better press stop, wasn't it?
Deploying ground services.
Oh, right.
Have a productive visit, Commander.
Genuinely, my hands in. I think that deserves a drink, so.
I think it does.
Everybody.
Right, your total time was 34 minutes, 26 seconds.
34:26. Oh, we'll have to see. And how did I
And
compare?
you finished with,
Oh, Corey, go ahead.
you did it with 2% hull damage, is that right? Is that
Yeah,
98?
Yeah, 98% I've got on there.
For someone who's never done it before, it was very good. My time was 26 minutes.
26. What did I do? 26:34.
No, you did 34.
34. Damn. 20. Damn. I thought I'm nowhere near your time then. Damn it. Right. I need to shave a few minutes off that at least. I think I can. Once I kind of got used to the what was coming next, I think that helps, is knowing what's going to be the next action, definitely. Because like I said, it's that kind of like, do I slam into this planet, or do I do I not bother with the damage of doing what I'm doing? And that's what I was kind of thinking in the back of my head all the time, like which bit shall I?
Yes, that's why I do it a step at a time, because if you can see the whole of it, you'd plan and you think, oh, here. It's much better done spontaneous, you see.
Yeah. No, that's cool. No, that's excellent. Right, so like I said, you're going to be putting like the instructions and all that together into a thread that people can follow. Yeah,
I've got that. Yep. So your score is 11,566.
Yay! Awesome. That was great. Thank you for that challenge. That was really, really awesome. I just checking up on chat. Yeah, Asgard. Yeah, that is a nice new thing that's gone into 2.2. Yeah, if you do sneak around in silent running, the flight control gets a little bit nervous. It's like, what are you up to? Which is nice to see. Right, I need to find a low sec system so that I can get rid of my bounty now, don't I?
Can't you? No, you can just get rid of it. You can just get rid of who we are, can't you? You can just contact.
Oh, let me see if I can do it. Yeah, hang on. No, hang on. Authority contact. Oh, I can get rid of bound. Oh, hang on.
It was a bound. It was a fine.
I don't get a. No, it's a bounty. So I don't get that until I hyper jump away. That's fine. I can sort that out. That's not a problem. We can do that. But we can do that. That's one of the new things I love about 2.2 is that you go to a low sec system and you can find a interstellar factors location and you can get rid of those bounties, which is cool. DJ says, oh, sorry, go on me.
No, it saves so much time.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but it'd be the sort of the 300 or 400 credit ones from a system that had an outpost, and you're in a Corvette, and you're thinking, I've got to go back and get a smaller ship, and yeah, so it's worth the 25% loss just to get rid of the.
Yeah.
It's a low security system you want.
Low sec. Oh, there's nothing in this one. Damn it. Low sec, but I want a population.
You can filter by population in the map.
I can oh, La Rochelle. Let's just check that one out. Because I was going to take my asp over there.
I mean, that is another feature 2.2 which we haven't covered, the ability to filter your jumps by criteria, like or stars and stuff.
Again, really, really fantastic feature if you only want to, navigate around inside the bubble of low, you want to keep it to low sec system, or you want to keep it to the high security system so that you're not getting interdicted left, right, and centre trying to do things. That is just a fantastic feature. Just knowing that you're safer doing those kind of things. Is it broker network? That's what I'm looking for, isn't it?
It's a broker network, yeah.
That's the one, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and plot that one. I think I should jump back into my ASP now.
Yep, they're a broker network.
Cool.
It's interesting they've still got the auto dock and things in there. They were.
Yeah. So that was something that was mentioned.
That was a carryover from one of the early builds, wasn't it? Kind of snuck in.
Yeah. So let me just go back to that really quickly, just to show everyone on there. So if you look at, let's go back to the system I was in. When you click on the station and then get the station details. Yeah, there you go. Auto dock is just under crew load. So the reason for that, in case anyone who wasn't aware of it, way back when during the early builds, there was this idea that certain stations would have automatic docking and other ones wouldn't, so that there would be a bit of a skill involved with whether or not you use the docking computer or don't use the docking computer. And I think it just came a point where, you know, docking was so much easier in Elite Dangerous compared to the earlier games, which everyone remembers the earlier games were an absolute nightmare to dock your ship. It was one of the hardest challenges in the game. So it was so much easier in the newer games that the docking computer kind of just became more of a novelty thing that a lot of people just have for convenience rather than actually necessity. So it kind of got deprecated as a feature, that it wasn't really something which was needed, but it's obviously is a bit of a holdover that all of that data is still there, you know, whether or not a station has auto docking capability, which is cool. Andy Pipkin's back to the alien ruins. Yes, back to the alien ruins. I shall have to head out there. I mean, Shan, are you in the game at the moment? I'm not sure if you're sat around with your cutter though, with a whole bunch of very rare goods, aren't you?
I'm full of engineering and stuff. It'll probably take me longer to get to you, the ruins, than it would for you to just get there. I think it's only got a 32 light year jump range, so yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now I have heard an interesting thing actually that I didn't think about it then before I done it, but people have been saying that in every station you have the security ships circling outside the docking bay. Oh, crikey. That's the first time that's happened in a while. Okay, let's fix that. People have been talking about those security ships on the outside there are more likely to scan you if you boost straight out of the docking port.
Oh, really? Oh, connection error.
Yeah, I just got it on there.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So if you fly like a hooligan, you attract the Rozzers.
Yeah, which is interesting. I don't know whether that is a genuine thing or not. I've not tested it myself. You know, whether or not it's like you think, should I just slowly go out the docking port and see whether they scan them? I think it's one of those ones which it might be a subjective thing that people kind of notice some of these problems and kind of try to come up with a reason for it.
Although if I was the police, if someone was like skulking guiltily out of the slot, I think they'd attract my attention just as much as someone who was boosting out like a crazy loon.
Yeah. Oh, and this is the nice thing as well. If you do get a connection error or the game drops or anything like that, it remembers your previous nav thing. You just have to go back to the galaxy map.
Even between logout sessions as well. So when you're exploring and you just can't jump anymore because you're so tired, you can just log straight out and it's still got your route plotted. And also, I believe they've rationalised the route plotting a bit more as well to help navigation in the core.
Yeah. So it's improved a lot of the way that it's calculating and stuff as well. It makes it a little bit better. I'm not sure whether the magic number trick still works on it. I mean, Toad would probably be able to answer this actually, but I know there was a bit of a magic number trick, which was one of the things that people used near the core, where there was an optimal kind of light year range to use that would best calculate. I don't know whether that still works.
It'll be good if it's. I'm mixed feelings about that because I used to really like the magic number theory because it was kind of a bit geeky way of navigating, and it appealed to that geeky side of me. But if you now don't need to do it, it's going to save a lot of time. So,
Toad just said it should still make a difference. So fingers crossed. But like you said, I mean, I like that kind of. That knowledge of these geeky little things like that really helps you, give you an advantage in the game. Like you said, having that kind of astronomical knowledge of various things as well helps you with stuff. It's really, really awesome. I mean, that's one of the things I like about the material types that you can find on the planet's surfaces are based on the star classification and the density of materials in that area of the galaxy and stuff, which is fantastic. So you can calculate where, there might be a good area for yttrium and things like that.
Well, that's right, because the age of the star has an influence as well, doesn't it?
Exactly, because it's it's something nearer to a nebula. There might still be some condensing from the planetary materials and things like that. Toad's just got a very good point there. Yeah, actually, it's easy now just to turn off a whole set of stars. Like if you get near the core, just turn off everything except I don't know, like A-type, A-class stars or something like that, so it's a lot thinner, and then just apply the filter and just hop between A-type stars, that kind of thing, which, you know, it literally is so dense near the core anyway that you can you can avoid all the stars.
The other thing that's in 2.2 that I'm not sure if you've had the chance to mess around with yet is the volcanism, the fumaroles and stuff. You played around with those?
Yeah, obviously I've just left the Sol system, but there's a couple of Enceladus around Saturn, isn't there? And I've seen one or two of them. I haven't seen all of the different types of fumaroles and geysers and stuff at the moment, but I know there's some really, really fantastic ones. I want to try and head to a couple of locations. There's a really good thread on the forum that you can search for, actually, which people have started cataloguing all of the locations, and they're persistent. So once you know the coordinates of them, they're relatively easy to get to and find.
And they're excellent for messing about in SIVs with. I think I got to 3 kilometers high for being pinged up on one.
For the boosh, like that when they go. Oh my god! Yeah, I'm gonna have to try all these things out. Yeah, I'm gonna go through that thread and I'm gonna find all these.
So yeah, the fumaroles are great.
Brilliant. And DJ said, yeah, there's organic structures as well. These kind of like these crystalline trees and silicate-based, you know.
That's right, because in the game files, aren't there? There's all sorts of new things that's in the game files, particularly around the sound files, I think, with sounds for stuff.
Oh goodness,
that
yeah.
People have found.
There's a lot of interesting things, and I'm gonna. Should we get onto the speculation, shall we? Should we get on the speculation? Now, this is what DJ was posting up earlier on. Let me go ahead and bring the image up. Now, this is on Reddit. This is not official, so I'm going to put up the speculation banner in preemption. So this was posted up on Reddit earlier on. You'll see this in a second, Shan, as it comes in. This is let's say like an artist impression of the ship found at the crash site. I'm going to be able to. There we go. Here on the station. The ship found at the crash site in the Pleiades Nebula. Of what it looked like reconstructed. This was all over Reddit today. Guess what? Yes, say no more. Say no more.
That just looks cool, doesn't it?
It does. It looks pretty scary. I'll give you that.
Kilo Echo Romeo, Federal Flight Control Channel open. Observe docking protocols if you wish to land.
I love the flight control. Brilliant. Love it.
Oh, have you I think you still got your X56. Did you say, Crash? You still got your X56?
Yeah, I'm using the X56 at the moment. Yeah. Except I can't remember what I did with silent running, whether or not I moved it. Damn it.
You shouldn't need to silent run.
I'm not
anymore.
wanted here. Never mind. Nah, that's okay. There we go. I was just starting to panic then, thinking. I don't.
Oh, station interiors as well. That's the new 2.2 thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not. This station is a regular station with no specialized economy. But yeah, I've seen some really, really nice ones. I mean, the high-tech, high-wealth systems are my favorite, I think, because you have all the billboards and the spotlights.
It's just the black and red ones. I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah. And of course,
when I saw the black and red. So when I saw the black and red scheme, it made me think of the Empire in Star Wars, all the black and reds you go through.
Welcome, Commander.
The other boost for people like me who sort of play Elite in VR is they've made some pretty good improvements actually to VR and playing in it. You've now got the VR low, medium, and high.
Oh, they've kind of better scaled
like
the quality of it. Yeah. Exactly, DJ. Yeah, that was a massive speculation. Yes, massive speculation. Max Ursa, you've been having a good look at the alien wreck. You think you figured out how it goes together? You reckon the central section is upside down? I reckon you may well be right there. I reckon it's a heck of a smash when you look at it. It's been shattered, absolutely smeared all over the ground there. Definitely.
Do you think it was a knock for knock, or do you think it was a insurance claim?
It does look a bit suspect, doesn't it? It does. I wouldn't like to say. I would assume it was an accident. I don't believe it was malintent which caused that. I mean, I'm massively speculating, but yeah, my assumption is the crash was an accident.
See any damage on the hull? If you go to the other crash ships, the Anacondas and the Type 9s and stuff like that, you can see where there've been this carbon scoring or whatever on the hull. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but with this, this just looks like it was an accidental crash. Now, I'm not saying the reasons that led to the crash were necessarily accidental. I mean, we don't know. I mean, when you look at okay, wild speculation. I mean, my best guess with it. I mean, when you look at the end of Frontier First Encounters and how the story ended with that, and we were, we hit them with the mycord virus, didn't we? That's how that ended. My assumption is that they basically were stranded in systems that they were in because they couldn't use hyperspace, and some of them may not have made it back, and they have just kind of slammed into nearby planets and things like that. So that's me wildly speculating based on the lore that I know. That's all I'm going to say.
That does sound reasonable because the end of Frontier was kind of retconned, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
So it would seem to fit in with the new official ending rather than the optional ending. So yeah, I can buy that.
Yeah. Oh no, Laverick. I mean, I wouldn't say it was. I wouldn't say that it was. It never happened. I don't think. I think Frontier have picked parts of the story which were most likely to lead into. So it's not that they've completely thrown away FFE.
I saw it a bit like the new Star Trek films and the old Star Trek films. They took elements of the old Star Trek films and then relaunched it.
Like a different timeline sort of thing, and that's kind of what I'm seeing. So I think because they wanted to kind of set in stone what was going to happen, like so they've assumed that the whole timeline where you get the Turner class ship and then you give the Thargoids the cure for the mycoid virus, and then they end up giving you a mothership. They've worked on the assumption that storyline just wouldn't work in the Elite Dangerous timeline. It's not going to work because at the end of that, there was a whole set of stories in First Encounters where the Thargoids were requesting setting up a base on I think it was Berlin in Ross 154?
Somewhere around there,
and it was like because it was was it ammonia-based atmosphere? So it was, quite a good temperate climate for them because it was, it was negative temperatures. It was very much fits in with their biology. So it was a good location for them. Obviously, that just wouldn't work because if that was the case at the end of that game, leading into this game, that storyline doesn't make sense. So it kind of, Frontier had to draw a line in the sand and say, yeah, okay, we know we left it open on that game for two possible endings. We've picked the ending that goes this way because it makes more sense from the game. So DJ,
we should find out.
We shall find out soon. Yeah. DJ said the Thargoids don't go into something called dark dead systems, which is why they might have crashed. Whoever said it? What's that? Snoz was saying, whoever said it would be Thargoids first? We didn't say they would be the first ones to appear. I mean, we've now got these completely new-looking types of.
I just sort of, since we're in speculation, you talked about Professor Palin and his meta-alloys and stuff like that. I think we're seeing two factions at work. I think you've got the species that built the ruins that we've seen, and you've got this another alien species. So we know that Felicia Winters, I think that was the name, wasn't it? Who got
Felicia, yeah, the
and you've got Palin who went missing as well, and they both. Well, she talked about these architects. So what if the architects gave Palin a nudge towards sorting meta alloys out to defend against the incursion, and it's these architects who are in fact the Guardians rather than just ship launch fighters.
Exactly, this is the thing. Everyone looks at the subtitle of 2.2 and everyone just thinks Swole and they think, oh, Guardians. It's you're guarding your ship. Nobody said that. Who are the Guardians? What are they guarding?
And this is what I think makes Elite unique amongst the multiplayer games I've played over the last 10 years or so, is that the MMOs and stuff I play, they have a set story in which the player you have your personal story quest, and once that's done, you then go raiding or give up and do something else. The thing I'm liking about this game is the player is really involved in the story. Yeah. There isn't There isn't
Yeah,
a single quest that once you go through, you can read it all up on Reddit and you can run through your quest.
Exactly.
It's an ongoing thing.
It's dynamic, and this is the great thing about the story. Like, people go into the game thinking, like traditional games, they're looking for a story and a mission that they can kind of, where do I do this? Who do I? And it's like, well, you don't. You're doing these kind of collective actions together, as a player base, like the community goals, some of the player groups working to take over systems by performing these minor actions, which bubble up into these bigger changes system wide, and then lead into these story events that go on, like the whole Maya thing going on at the moment. Depending on how players react to that, they might side with the Federation because they pay better. So everyone will kind of go for the community goal to support the Federation and make sure that that it goes that way. But it will mean that the Federation are then going to get a foothold in the Maya system.
Exactly.
And yeah, that's going to be a problem. So
I remember having a conversation with Mike Brooks at LaveCon this year, and I said, I don't want any spoilers, but tell me how far in advance have you planned the story for this game? And what any details? And he says, well, I've planned about 3 years ahead. So he's
oh my goodness.
So he said he planned about 3 years worth of story already in Elite. Obviously, wouldn't tell me how much that was already in the game. I wasn't after that. But judging by current thing, that 3 years could turn into 2 years by the rapidity by which we're solving these mysteries now.
And I mean, that's the great thing as well, is like, because they're not just planning one storyline over one period of time, they're planning multiple concurrent storylines, and some might just get completely discarded. Like the Emperor's Dawn storyline, which we ended up trouncing them as a player base and just kind of wiped them out of existence pretty much. So they just ended up completely dying.
Well, that's right, because that was one of the things that Mike was saying actually at the time was well, the first thing he thought about the players surprising him was they had this all unique storyline about the disappearance of Jacques Station. And there'd be clues in the game, and eventually the players would find it. But then, of course, we found it within about a few weeks of it coming, so that stymied that one. The other one he did mention was about what you were talking about with sorry, my throat. Where you were talking about players changing stuff in the Emperor's Dawn. He said they had this whole storyline where it was almost going to be like the Empire's Afghanistan, was the way he said it. So it was like ongoing terrorism and And he thought Federation styling players might want to go and help the terrorists and this sort of Afghanistan style scenario. But what they actually found was that players did want to be terrorists, probably quite rightly, and so you just wiped it out.
Sorry, Shan, mate, you're breaking up, buddy. We're losing you.
Sorry, is it better?
No, I'm not sure if it sounds like it's network, mate.
Want to give me a quick call then? Dial.
Yeah, let me just try quick call you back. Sorry for this, folks. Let's see if we can get Shan back on there.
Is that any better?
Yes, there we go. That's better. Crikey,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what.
Yeah, no,
happened
I was saying that Michael Brooks was saying that the Emperor's Dawn stuff they'd planned out to be some sort of empire version of Afghanistan, with this terrorist guerrilla war that was going on, and they were kind of hoping anti-empire players would take the side of the terrorists, and you get this to and fro between the empire and the terrorist faction. But what they actually found was players pretty much didn't want to play as terrorists. Even if they didn't support the empire, they supported the terrorists even less. So that was why that community goal, or series of community goals, just swung completely the one way. It was because of that. So all this kind of Afghanistan storyline they'd come up with, again, was changed by the players. I'm kind of a little bit sad when I heard that, because it would have been really cool, but it's also equally as cool the players could influence it.
Yeah, and that's a great thing. It's like, there's so many people saying it's like, oh, we can't really do anything, because yes, you can. You can have a massive effect on it, and it's happened all the time. The thing is that we don't hear it as a player base when it happens. It ends up going down a different way. We don't hear of all of the possible things that could happen. So I'd say get out there. I mean, particularly with things like this, these community goals being run at the moment. Get out there and get involved with these things, because you really can push it the way you want to, change the galaxy for the better in a lot of ways. So worth doing it.
Yeah, what I'm also certain of is these storylines that we didn't get to see because of actions, they'll find a way of putting them back in somewhere again. So the
Yeah,
work's not lost. It's just how the context will change.
yeah, exactly. And I think it'll start to change and improve. And I'm hoping some of those storylines can be recycled so that we can see them. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Let me see if I can find. What have we got here? We've got two industrial ones next to each other. EZ Query Eye. That might be a high tech. Let's have a look. Yeah, let's head on out there. High tech. See what the interior of this station looks like on there. Also, Alaveric saying is like, we planned a 6-month story arc, and you were never so you would discover the finding resting place of the Jack Station. No, it's over there in that next to that nebula. Yeah, that kind of happened, didn't it? Oops.
It was the same with this relic, really, because I think if Frontier hadn't have released the picture with the 2 planets and the star positions,
It would have been a lot harder.
lot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, Zach said it on the stream, and it's been said a few times before that the worry is finding that balance of giving enough clues that we as a player base go out and find stuff, but not too much that it's found too quickly. And that was the problem. Like when you look at the crashed ships, those were in the game for months. Nobody found them because the breadcrumb trail was so thin on the ground. And
the same with barnacles, wasn't it?
Yeah, nobody even realised they were there, and then suddenly it was like, oh my god, they're there! And then there was like this massive coordinated effort to go and find them and identify how to find them and all that kind of stuff, and it's suddenly become a big thing that everyone wanted to get to and find them and stuff like that.
I think it's going to be a very difficult balance to get, because on one hand you've got, say, 3 or 4 people at Frontier trying to come up with this stuff, and then you've got several thousand people in the game.
Yeah, yeah.
So if it's Battle of the Hive Minds, if you like, the developers are like...
Yeah, and it's interesting, like I said, the whole satellite story which was going on, like in Eravate, there was the one that would communicate every I went there and I sketched down the number sequence it gives you in Eravate, and there was a couple of others when I was one in Lave and a couple of other places, but that was a really interesting idea, this kind of like there's a timed event that would happen on the hour, every hour, or 10 past the hour, those kind of things, and then you would have to use that information somehow to uncover the next thing. Like you said, it's almost like the storyline events, that it's kind of sad in a way that those things are not going to be used more than what they could be. But, we might see some more things like that come back. I think it's definitely... They've got the tools now, and this is something that Michael Brooks has always insisted on, is that they want to try and layer in all of the tools and functionality that they can to build new and interesting dynamics, and we're starting to get more and more things like on there to make that more interesting, I think. Sorry, go on, mate.
No, I was about to say it's one of those things I kind of wish I had the time to get into, and I'm not sure my brain is big enough to suss out some of these. I look at some of the clues, they come up and they go with, oh yeah, that's that, and I'm thinking, where did that come from?
Yeah, how the hell? Like I said, the canon thread, how on earth they are figuring out some of the things they're figuring out, and whoosh, it's zipping past. It's like I've got an idea.
Well, it was
of
like the unknown
goal,
probe, wasn't it? It was like the unknown probe, where they put the signal through an audio filter,
yeah,
and came up with a picture. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, mind.
So have you spent much time transferring your ship's crash? Because that was the other big point of 2.2, wasn't it? I know they've recently cut the costs. But...
Yeah, I mean, it was very handy for the community goals. I just got involved in recently the water one, Water Waldo, because I zipped over there in the ASP because it was nice and quick to get there, and then just requested my trade and fighter ship to go over, because I came in and I was, at one point the system was quite heavily, I think it started to move into anarchy state and like that, so I was doing a little bit of bounty hunting to try and push it back into a friendlier state, and then I think that flipped back in, so then I went back to trading again with the Type 9. But yeah, definitely a lot easier, because I think with the my Federal Assault ship, for example, I haven't NG modded it quite as much as I want to yet, so the jump range is still terrible on the damn thing. So being able to just call it up and just say, hey, just give me the bloody thing, get it here. And yeah, I mean, it cost me about 250,000 credits or something like that to get it there. But it's like, right, I'm doing it once. The community goal is going to run for a week. I'm going to make more than that back on the community goal anyway. It's fine, get it there,
And that's the thing. I think. I thought the initial costs were too high, and so cutting them by half, I think, will help. Are they still where I would want them to be? Probably not, personally, but it shows they're listening and looking at the metrics and getting feedback, which is always a positive thing. So, yeah, I mean, I think it would be 16.7 million to transfer my Corvette 130 light years before the patch. So it's still 8 million. It's still 8 million. So it's still a substantial whack to transfer my Corvette. But to be honest, I don't. The only time I think I would use ship transfer is if I was changing faction in power play.
Yeah, and you wanted to move to like a different base of operations for where you're. Yeah.
Because if you change power, you're public enemy number 1, aren't you? So,
yeah. So you want to get out of Dodge first.
but it is a module transfer I've used more, and module storage I've used more.
Yeah, that's really handy. I mean, particularly for like the engineer-based stuff, I think it's really, really handy to be able to kind of tuck it away whilst you're kind of working on building it up. And yeah, so. Sorry, just catching up on the chat on there. Laverick saying we need procedural storytelling. I mean, there is some of that to a degree, but it's definitely it's like I said, Frontier were building up the tools to allow them to do that. I mean, like the mission boards at the moment, they are procedural stories in their own right. They are mini stories. They're not big and complex like you would see in a lot of different things, but they do have the wrinkles where they can kind of take you down a different avenue. And I've seen that in some of the missions, which is quite cool actually. As you'll do one thing and then suddenly you'll get a message.
Yes, I think they need to be careful when they put that in, because one situation they want to avoid is the No Man's Sky scenario with its procedural generation stories, and where the stories that you pick up on almost just don't go anywhere. It just then becomes a click, retest, click, get reward kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think it needs more work to get the procedural stuff working, but it's definitely something we'd all want, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and that, like I said, that will come over time. They're definitely working on improving that piece by piece, and it's going to get better. I know it is. It's something that Michael Brooks is desperately that is the one core thing that he really wants more ability to be able to inject interesting storylines and that kind of things in. So it's something which will continue to improve. But they need there's a lot of mechanics under the hood that need to be in place, like structures and systems to actually support those kind of things. So it will come. It just takes a considerable amount of time. Do I have the Lavecon skin? So the Lavecon skin were added in for the Anaconda. There's
Anaconda, Fer-de-Lance.
The FTL. I don't think I've got an FTL available that I could buy one really quick just to see what it looks like.
Yeah, the Asp was in last year.
Yeah, I already had the Asp. And
there was another ship. Was it Vulture?
Vulture, I believe. Yeah. Let's go ahead and see if we don't. They don't have an Anaconda here. Damn.
You can afford it. Buy a disposable one.
Oh, they don't have one, or else I would buy one.
You got a Corvette. That is no.
I don't think they've got any of the new ships here. Typical. I go to the nearest high-tech system, and they don't have all of them. That's typical. Was there one for the Asp Scout? I believe there was, wasn't there?
I'll tell you what. I'll Google it while you look.
Okay, okie dokie. Quick catch up in the chat on that. DJ, yeah, I noticed that as well. The ancient totem says it's depicts some kind of alien figure. That is interesting.
All right. It looks here when you've got an Anaconda, Fer-de-Lance, and what looks to be an Imperial Eagle.
Imperial Eagle? So, oh no, I'm in Federation space. There's not going to be an Imperial Eagle here, is there? Check on there. Commander Maddox, disappointed about the module storage was only half as much. Yeah, I mean, it's what, 30 at the moment, or did it bump up to 60?
60.
Bumped up to 60 on it. You can only store...
I still think that's too few. The reason why they gave was the UI would look weird.
With more
stuff. So I think that's something they look at, because the ideal UI would be to replace the list with the outfitting system.
Yeah, so you just have
With
that
the storage,
collapsible lists of
I-
list within list and that kind of thing. Yeah.
But I think they took it as far as they could with the time they've got available, so I expect they'll rejig
Yeah,
it.
and this is the thing. I mean, you've got to remember that every single feature in the game, they always say that, you know, Elite is a UI heavy game. There's a lot of features and functionality which rely on a lot, you know, underlying stuff. Oh, right, farewell, Snoz. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. But yeah, yeah, kind of like all of these things need to be put in place before you can just bump up numbers. It's not always Frontier being mean and not wanting to give us bigger numbers. A lot of the time there is a genuine technical reason why we can't just bump up a number to improve it. But yeah, no, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because I mean, really, the way I look at module storage is, like I said, it's like a temporary cache that I consider. You know, if I'm engineering a ship, I might be dumping the things in there as I'm engineering them, and then swapping over some modules in that ship so that it's easier to move around.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for more because I think I've got about 8 anacondas full of engineering stuff at the moment.
I think you're probably the exception to the rule, though, buddy.
I'm a bit of a squirrel, but I was hoping to have enough storage where I could sell them, you know,
Yeah,
and that. But
yeah, I know
yeah,
what you mean.
I used it as a cache though, and I think if you've got a ship at Shinrata or one of the Liang Yu systems, I think it's really good to have your modules stored there, so you don't end up paying the transport costs. So it's working well at the moment. It's just not working in the way me as Mr. Hoarder thought it would. Which was probably no bad thing, actually. We shouldn't all hoard our stuff.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But I think, you know, like how I was considered, I think that was the intention of it, is that it was designed as kind of a temporary cache for you. That you're working on engineering one of your ships, so you might just kind of like tuck away the one module you've worked on, and then go and do some missions to get the stuff to build another module, and then you tuck that away. And then once you've got all the modules for the ship that you want, you can go and stick them all in, and then you're freed up all your slots to go work on the next thing. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, and that's how I've been using it this week, because I'm trying to get access to all the engineers. So I swapped out some of my modules in my cutter to turn into a mining cutter. But the station I was at didn't have the stuff to sort of replace it with, so I could swap configs just by using this temporary store between hauler and miner. So yeah, it was really useful for that part.
I think, what's this from DJ's putting in? He's more lore stuff in it. Is that some canon stuff from Mr. Brooks in the last stream? He said before anyone suggests Mr. Brooks said on the stream that if he touched a Thargoid, he would burn her. And this planet is too hot for Thargoids. This is something which has been touched on quite a few times, actually. I think, was that when someone was saying if they find a Thargoid, they want to hug them? I think I saw that in the live stream, actually.
But of course, the official answer is, what's a Thargoid?
Exactly, they don't exist. What are you talking about? Did they fix the grocery? I believe, if you're talking about the is this the ship module stuff? Yeah, it was removed from the front screen, wasn't it?
Yes, although on Reddit there's a couple of people reported it's still possible to wreck your save by doing a certain activity. Whether it's confirmed or not, I'm not sure, but I did just see it on the
No
forum.
one does that activity for this time.
I think basically what it is if you still try and mess around with the red coloured modules, if it's red, it means don't put it in place, even if you can actually do it. I think that's probably
yeah. I think that's the thing with anything like that. It's like, you know, if there is an issue reported with a feature, you know, just don't use it until you get the all clear. And I think that, you know, on the interface, it's gone now, the message. I was going to make an announcement of it tonight in case anyone hadn't seen it, but yeah, it appears to have been cleared up, so that's one less thing. But obviously we've got these, like I said, the passenger missions at the moment. There's something weird going on with certain kinds of passenger missions on there. Yeah, only one way to test, says Captain Fluffy. Yeah, click those buttons. But yeah, I think most of those issues are cleaned up. But I mean, overall, I think there's most of the problems like that have been cleared up. So fingers crossed we shouldn't see many of those.
Well, the other good thing about 2.2 was how quick it was back up again, because their Frontier has set up this all huge long live stream, haven't they? Would be with you until it's up and
I
things
know,
like that.
yeah. I think with this particular update, they were definitely testing a new like distribution model for it. I had an inkling that they were going to try it with this one. So yeah, I think what they did was it was this kind of like a live hot swapping. So all of the data required for the 2.2 to go up onto the servers was pushed up preemptively into like a temporary cache, and then when the time became available, there was a kind of take 2.1 down and then hot swap in. So instead of it being the transition time, which was to move it up to the servers, which was the taking the longest time in previous patches, it was just kind of a swap one for the other, which was a much more efficient way of doing it.
Were you watching the live stream, Crash?
Yes, at the time, yeah.
I think it was Sandro made quite an interesting slip, which I'm not sure if people picked up. And well, if you're a techie, then listen. Right? He said during the average day they're using 50 to 60 servers, physical, in the Amazon cloud at a time. And I thought, well, that's quite interesting. It didn't say how big the servers were,
Well, yeah, and the capacity of them, because they're not all for a single instance. They
no, but it's just interesting. They said that,
yes. Yeah, I did notice that.
I work with it. Yeah, it's interesting. One of those sort of slips. So, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I guess we've got one hot topic left to cover, which is to scan or not to scan.
What in the new site,
the fancy planetary graphics, should they appear on Advanced Discovery Honk, or should you have to go to the planet?
Oh, of course, yes. So let me quickly go. Yeah, so this was obviously at the end of a beta 7, wasn't it? There was a little bit of a tweak and a change to the way that the system maps are going to be working. Yes, sorry, Blue Virus. Yes, it's Commander Shan is chatting to me tonight. I'm not anywhere near a system that I haven't explored. Let's just go into a system map on there. Yeah, that is the thing. We'll leave that to the chat actually to say what they think it is. Should we get surface maps like this on Honk? I'm kind of happy with how it is now. How it's gone into the implementation of 2.2 just makes sense to me. That your Honk, it will give you the little thumbnails that we've all got used to, so you can kind of see the ones that look interesting and what classification those planets are going to be. And then if you want the surface map detail, you're going to have to get close enough to perform a basic surface scan. And then of course
I don't know. I'm if someone takes the opposite view, I'm completely fine with it. But just the way, and this is where it comes to opinion and player choices and all stuff like that. But when I'm exploring, I jump into a system, I start scooping, I then do my honk, I look at the system map to decide, is there anything in there that I want to go and explore?
Yeah.
And if there is, I'll go to it, and then if there isn't, I'll tag the star and move on. The time I would really want to have the detailed planetary map is in that, do I want to go here or not moment.
Yeah.
Because the way I would play it would be like me driving to the closest city, getting a mile away, and then deciding whether I wanted to go to the city or not.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, but I mean,
but if people want to do, as I say, the way you've described, so that's entirely fine. I think where the issue becomes is when the player has a choice removed from them.
Yeah,
and I think that's where you're seeing a lot of.
That's where it was because it went one way and then it went back the other way. People were like, "Whoa, what the hell's going on with this?" It was a change to what we've all got used to. Is the dynamic of playing it how we've all got used to thing. Some guy Toad saying in the chat there that it's only the topography you're not seeing on the planet, and I think from an explorer's point of view, I mean, like you said with the analogy of a city, I think I see what you mean. But if it was a location that is somewhere which has already been explored, like this planet, for example, is one which is in the bubble, so it's already been explored. Makes sense, I think, for someone where it's a completely new, unknown planet. I like the idea. It's like you just don't know what you're going to find until you get there. And getting within a few light seconds of it, and then getting the entire surface map like this, I think is great, because it then kind of gives you that moment of pause where you can click away from it and you go, oh yeah, there's a nice looking little crater there on the back.
And so I'm not. I'm been tossing to and from my head, and I think, okay, I've still got to travel the time to get to the planet. So if it's like a 300,000 light year away planet, to choose an extreme example, that's like 20 minutes, and I could have turned up and think, oh, it's rubbish. It's.
See, I think this goes hand in hand with the thing that I've used in all of the points, and any one of these things on there is there has to be a good enough reason for me to want to get there. That's the thing which I find is always been the sticking point in a lot of these, is that these bodies are interesting enough that I like to kind of go and look at them and stare at them and all that kind of stuff, but there has to be a good enough reason for me to want to go there. And at the moment, that reason really for these kind of planets is just what kind of materials are they going to have on them? Are they going to have yttrium or something that I'm looking for? That's it. That's the only kind of thing that I would look for in it. There has to be a meaningful kind of incentive. I think that's the important thing. That's the thing which is missing. So like when you look at the system map and you see like the worlds with the atmospheres, the ammonia worlds, and things like that. At the moment, nobody's got any incentive to travel to them, have they?
No, but the planetary planet graphics are only for landable planets, exactly. So you still need to travel. I don't know. I swing either way. I think I like the idea of having different types of scanner with increased ranges and stuff, just to give the player the option of what they want to do. I don't know. Because I can see the thing is exploring, and you really want to. You don't know what you're going to get until you get there. However, it's a game, and a player's time is the most precious commodity there is.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I mean. It's like there has to be kind of a reasonable expectation of what you're going to receive by traveling the 300,000 light seconds to that planet. Like what are you going to get by getting there? Most people, the incentive at the moment is credits for exploration. So they're only going to do the 300,000 light seconds. It's like if that looks like an Earth-like world. You know what I mean? But some people, I mean, I've done this myself. I've gone into systems and I've scanned every single damn thing in the system just because I want to get the first discover tag on everything in that system. So that's what I mean. It's like it's these incentives. What are the rewards for doing the action? So some people will be willing to, travel these extreme distances and sit there for these prolonged periods of time just to be able to get these things. And that's what I think needs to be the focus of the future updates, 2.3, 2.4, and so on.
One thing I think it has done, I think, is it's shown that there's an awful lot more to come in exploration.
Yes.
And I think what a lot of the controversy has been is people's, I wouldn't say frustration because that's too strong a word, but people's desire to see exploration fleshed out more. And I think the frustration we've seen in this topic is people saying it could be all this, but it's this.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's a big part of it, really.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like Malik's saying there in the chat is people pick the cherry pick the best things. Yeah, that's kind of what happens. You need the money to rank up. You regularly skip water worlds because there's nothing pretty to see there. Yeah, that's it. And that's the thing. It's like people go exploring to get their rank up, and that's what they do. And it's like, but I like exploring to see the sights. I like going to some of these rocky worlds with particularly the smaller ones. I like to kind of get up close to them and get some really cool pictures and things like that. But like I said, that's not enough incentive for some players, and that's fine. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, it's all about player choices and opinions, isn't it? Really, that's what it is. I mean, personally, I like the black and red lava planets. I think they're brilliant.
Oh, they're awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to get landing down on those ones. That would be really, really awesome. And of course, that is going to come, which is going to be awesome. Can't imagine doing that just to grow in rank. Yeah, that is the problem with it. It's like I said, if you don't like doing it, don't do it. That's the thing. You should do something you do enjoy doing in the game. Absolutely, I wouldn't.
Yeah, if
force
you're
anyone
grinding, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah,
if you're grinding, you're doing it wrong. I think.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's so many things to so many different players and different ways of playing the game and stuff like that. you can't take every aspect of the game and enjoy it the same rate, and I wouldn't expect anyone to enjoy every single aspect of it in the same way. And I wouldn't force anyone to do it.
And that's exactly right. There is no right or wrong way of playing the game, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, exactly. You do what you enjoy doing, and you stick to it. I know, trading, for example, it's like I find it mind-numbing now that I've done it so much. But to begin with, I found it very, very enjoyable to kind of work out where the interesting trade routes are. But once you kind of get into that routine and you know how you do it, it's like, right, I've done this enough times now. It's like that the RPG sort of killing rats for the sake of it, but it's like I'm getting XP. But once you've done it enough times to get to that point where it's like, well, you don't need to do that anymore, you can kind of park it.
I think that's especially important if people realise that credits and ships aren't really the end game. They can be an end game for you, but they're not necessarily the end game for someone else. So
exactly, that's the thing. The whole slogan, the whole blaze your own trail thing. It's what you want to do, what the goals that you set yourself. What you are competing against yourself and your own objectives. No one else. There's no point comparing yourself, and it's like, oh, I saw this guy on here and he had all of the ships and 5 billion credits and all that sort of stuff, and it's like, well, yeah, so it doesn't mean anything.
I thought about that actually before I came on stream, and because I was thinking about comparing different sorts of gameplay, using disposable pilots or how the Discovery Scanner works, and I thought, unlike other games, there isn't a kind of like a gear check before you can do something, because in other MMOs, particularly fantasy MMOs, you are competing against other players because there are only a certain number of slots in the team, and if they want a healer, then you got to be a healer with the right gear, with the right spec, and blah blah blah. So there is that inherent comparison built into the mechanics of a lot of MMO games. With Elite, you're not really comparing against anyone, only what you want. I mean, obviously CQC is different.
Yeah, I mean, it's intended to be one on. Yeah.
But there isn't any kind of like, oh, I've done this or I've done that, EP and kind of stuff like that, because the game is so open, and so flexible. It just makes it pointless. And anyone who says, oh, I'm better than this or I'm this and that, just really isn't, because there's probably a much better player at you than this, but they just don't talk about it. It's.
I've seen a lot of really good players out there, yeah, exactly. Some good points in there. Huggy Monster and Saturnine saying, it's like, hate cleaning up after these people that just scan the first 3 planets. I've seen that. But think about it. Those players have created content for you now that you can go out and it's like you can clear up that system by scanning everything else in there and do a nice clean job. Completionism. That's what it's all about. They have created content for you. But yeah, no, I understand where you're coming from. It is very much a subjective thing. I think you have to take it is what you want to do, and that's the enjoyable thing. I think we've covered up pretty much. We've gone a little bit over actually tonight, so I think we've covered everything else that's in there. So let's say thank you very much, Shan, for that awesome challenge. That was great fun tonight. Thank you for that.
No problem. Hope you enjoyed it.
And yeah, definitely. And I think I want to have another challenge, another go at that at some point. So once you've got the thread up and running, do let me know, and I will give that a go. It'd be really, really awesome to try that out.
I don't think I should tell you my secrets now.
Okay, well, we can have a little chat.
Perhaps I will after the stream.
We'll have a little chat out there. So, so thank you very much for that. Shan, thank you everyone in the chat tonight. It was absolutely lovely to see you. Bindle Stiff's just joined in. How you, mate? Nice to see you in there. Sorry, I'm just wrapping up now. But yeah, thank you for everyone who's tuned in tonight. It was lovely to chat to you. Hopefully we've managed to pass on a little bit of a knowledge about things tonight. But until next time, Commanders, see you in the void.